Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about something. Ooh, forgot this. Right, I'm gonna rant about something very retarded. From The Guardian, Roald Dahl threatened publisher with enormous crocodile if they changed his words. Well, the news is from the 25th of February, but unfortunately I wasn't aware of the news back then. Only became aware of it right now. And so you're gonna have to excuse me for the delay. But anyway, conversation with Francis Bacon emerges amid the role over updating controversial language in the children's author's books. I think he did a very good thing. If you change the words of an author, you definitely need a crocodile. So, with that being said, no, I'm gonna discuss this because this is absolutely... Well, I think he is definitely flipping in his grave. To the point that I think if you could, for some reason, shove a goddamn fucking copper cable up in his goddamn fucking rotting bunghole, you're gonna get an infinite amount of energy, enough to power probably the entire of Europe, and give Ukraine enough energy to power through the winter or whatever's left of winter, and enough to actually, even then, to actually give it to, I don't know, have wonderful light shows everywhere. And even leave on the heater on for hours upon hours and give discounts. And even probably pay people to actually consume electricity because you have so much of it. But that's the left. The goddamn fucking left. Right, let's read. One of Roald Dahl's best-known characters, yes, and was the enormous crocodile, a horrid, greedy, grumptious brute who, quote, wants to eat something juicy and delicious, end quote. Juicy and delicious on the left right now. Now a conversation the author had 40 years ago has come to light, revealing that he was so appalled by the idea that publishers might one day censor his work that he threatened to send a crocodile, quote, to gobble them up, end quote. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he has a point. Right. The conversation took place in 1982 at Dahl's home in Great Missenden, Buckinghamshire, where he was talking to artist Francis Bacon. Quote, I've warned my publishers that if they later on so much as change a single comma in one of my books, they will never see another word from me. Never, ever, end quote, he said. I wish he was alive still, so he could actually see what the left has done to his work. Jesus, he would be pretty much strongly anybody. Not only did they change a comma, they actually changed words. They actually changed the story of them. Oh, to be more inclusive. Pretty much that. God, These people have no respect for the authors. They have no respect for the Lord. They have no respect for the work. They have no respect for anybody. If you are so triggered by his words and his work, do us all a favor and don't read it. Yes, that's simple. You don't actually need to change anything. If you want to read a work that I will refuse to change anything... Well, probably if there is a typo, but... Anyway, read my book. Here's a trailer.
chosen knight. We are born of sin and crime. We are repentance personified. We are immortal. We are legend. We are God's wrath made manifest. And we know no fear.
Well, shit. Right, let's continue. Here is the example of the things that they've changed, some of the examples. This one is from the Telegraph. As you can see here, I read this in my video, I think a couple of weeks ago. Let's see, when was this? 17th of February? Yeah, about a week-ish ago. Anyway, the word fat has been removed from every book. Augustus Gloop in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory may still look like a ball of dough, but can now only be described as enormous. Another one. In the story, the Oompa Loompas are no longer tiny and teachy, no higher than my knee, but merely small, and when once they were small men, they are now small people, because now Oompa Loompas are they dams. Well, they definitely changed the lore in that as well. Not only are they non-binary and small people, man and woman, now they are part of the they-them Zergs, they-them Tyranids. They will mass you on top of you and will definitely get you cancelled and make you wish that you never went against the they-them mafia. Well, in other words, continuing, as you saw in here, there are some in here. The witch. A paragraph explaining the witches are bald beneath their wigs ends with a new line. Quote, there are plenty of other reasons why women might wear wigs, and there certainly is nothing wrong with that. Quote, that's another one of the lines they actually added. So they are actually changing a lot. Here's another one. In the previous editions of James and the Giant Peach, the centipede sings, quote, Aunt Sponge was terrifically fat and tremendously flabby at that. Quote, Aunt Spiker was thin as a wire and dry as a bone, only drier. Both verses have been removed, and in the places are the underwhelming rhymes, quote, Aunt Sponge was a nasty old brute and deserved to be squashed by the fruit. Aunt Spiker was much of the same and deserves half of the blame. That made no sense whatsoever. Fucking ever. Here's another one. References to female characters have disappeared. Miss Trunchbull in Matilda. Quote, most formidable female is now a most formidable woman. Motherfuckers, they've changed quite a lot. Here is one of the most that I found the most leftist thing you could possibly ever do, besides burning books and changing lore and sentences and things for diversity purposes. Here, Matilda reads Jane Austen rather than Rudyard Kipling, and a witch posing as a cashier in supermarket now works as a top scientist because females in STEM. Yeah, this is pretty much the go-to of all of those things. Right, so back to retardedness. Now that you know how bad it is. With his typically evocative language, he added, quote, when I'm gone, if that happens, then I'll wish Mighty Thor knocks very hard on their heads with his Mjolnir, or I'll send along an enormous crocodile to gobble them up. Please, Roald Dahl, please. Do it already. Do it. Do it. Is this the right one? Yes, it is. Do it! Well, surprisingly enough, I think he gotten lazy because we're still not seeing that goddamn fucking crocodile. Roald Dahl, stop being lazy in your afterlife and go haunt these goddamn fucking morons. Haunt them. Leave them with a poltergeist. Right. He was referring to his Norwegian roots and to his earlier story of, quote, the greediest croc. In talking to Bacon, who apparently felt just as strongly about the subject, telling him, quote, there must be no changes to an artist's original work when he is dead for any reason whatsoever. End quote. Crossing himself in a mock jest, and Dahl replied, quote, I just hope to God that will never happen to any of my writings as I'm lying comfortably in my Viking grave. End quote. Oh boy. Yeah, that one. In hindsight, I think he is definitely providing a lot of energy if somebody could just fucking get energy out of this one. Just a tiny little bit. Come on. We could actually power the entire... Oh, god damn it. I spilled coffee. This is unacceptable. Unfucking acceptable. Unacceptable. He could power the entire European continent just with... Oh, probably the entire world if you're just joking here. If you could actually change an entire comment again, you could probably power an entire world for generations to come. God, the left is so stupid. But the sad thing is that they are in power. They are the goddamn fucking cathedral. They are the ones who control the narrative. Oh, you're gonna accept the narrative, or you're gonna get yourself cancelled. Or sent to the gulag. If they actually end up using the Russian method, in which they so goddamn fucking worship, but now they hate Russia for some reason. Right. The conversation was recorded with permission from both men by Barry Joel, who had accompanied his friend Bacon to spend a weekend with the writer Dahl, who died in 1990. Damn, only 33 years for them to do this. God, I wish you had lived over the 100. Was one of the most successful children's authors of all time by his publisher Puffing, who caused controversy this month for her hiring sensitivity readers to rewrite his books with hundreds of revisions so that they can, quote, continue to enjoy the by all to die. It's all. Give me money. I am part of the cathedral. Go fucking suck a cock! Right. In the new edition of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, oh yeah. That's what we read. Even Salman Rushdie was against this. But then again, he would be against it. He pretty much lost an eyeball over freedom. Anyway, on Thursday, Camilla the Queen Consort appeared to weigh in on the debate at a Clarence House reception for her online book club. She told authors, quote, please remain true to your calling, unimpeded by those who may wish to curb the freedom of your expression or impose limits on your imagination, end quote. Yeah. Unfortunately, she's fighting against the tide of the left. Responding to criticism, the publishers announced on Friday that they will publish both the original texts and reworked editions. Can't you just, I don't know, ignore the reworked editions because that thing is just not acceptable? Recalling the 1982 weekend, Joel said that both Dahl and Bacon were presently oiled with a drink and in a good mood, end quote, and that the talk of, quote, a red line post-mortem changes to any artist's work sparked loud and passionate debate. If only they were aware of what was going to happen. Right, let's go. Quote, Dahl was banging his fist down so hard all the glasses shook and wine spilled. And Bacon thumbed his wine glass down with such force that I thought he would break it. The weekend followed the publication of Dahl's now classic revolting rhymes, and you'll recall that he and Bacon were presented with copies. Holy shit. Anyway, he said, quote, fully puffed up on the subject, Dahl informed us, it was Marx and Lenin who commenced this political correctness rubbish way back in 1917, and by God, it's creeping to this country. So basically, even he hated fucking cutties and fucking leftists are garbage. Filthy garbage, leftist garbage. Then we are seeing here. Let's see. He suddenly grabbed my copy and roughly flipped through several pages to where the right-hand side featured a fine comical drawing by Quentin Blake of Miss Red Riding Hood wearing a heavy wolfskin coat. Well, for instance, look here, knickers, he exclaimed at the time she whips a pistol from her knickers and pressed his fingernail under the 8 letters so hard that an imprint was left behind. Noting, I suppose if the political correctness police could get a hold of that, they would change it in an instant to the filthy word through ladies' underwear apparel. Oh, if only he knew. Francis Fromm then grinned widely at such an outrageous possibility. Fuck me. Joel had regularly recorded his conversation with Bacon, and over that 1982 weekend, Dahl also agreed to tape recorded being turned on. Luckily, Joel also transcribed that conversation because the recording was inadvertently destroyed soon afterwards. Oh shit. He recalled that it was also the weekend when Bacon was amazed to discover that Dahl was one of his earliest collectors at the time when the artist was still struggling in the 1940s and 50s. Quote, a surprising painter noted in a soft, earned voice looking straight at the writer. I knew there was someone out there buying my early pieces, but I had no idea it was you. You could not help but be deeply moved by the import of this special occasion. Damn, son. Damn. And to think they actually, Jesus Christ, they're actually doing this, and they're still doing it, even though they're still printing the old one, but they're going to print the reworked one. They're left ruining everything that they touch. Because they are all creatively fucking bankrupt. On that goddamn fucking hell, have a great fucking night.